Hello, welcome to Seniors Count. I'm your host, Fran Janine. On our show, we believe that you are the foundation on which Boston was built. So it's our goal basically to connect you to resource benefits and information to enhance your life. We thank you for joining us. And I know a lot of you have been with us for many years. We thank you again. Today, my guest is Sandy Sachs. Sandy is the Child Development Specialist at the Family Nurturing Center, and we welcomed her to the show. You know, she's been on before, but the major thing is that she brings something different every time she comes. So we want to say thank you for watching us, because you're going to learn something from her. Welcome, Sandy.
Thank you. Thank you.
All your programs have been around for a while. We have a lot of the seniors who watch it, a lot of the seniors who have made things for your program, a lot of seniors have given you things, which we thank them. Right? And I know your whole program appreciates it.
Yes.
I just want you to tell them how many neighborhoods you are now in. There's 19 neighborhoods.
Wow.
Think about it. But you have expanded unbelievable across the city.
Hi, I work at the Family Nurturing Center of Massachusetts. Today we're going to talk a little bit about how grandparents can read to grandchildren, but the Family Nurturing Center actually serves families all over the state. But in Boston, we work in East Boston, Roslindale, Hyde Park, West Roxbury, North and South Dorchester, and Allston, Brighton.
Imagine how much you've climbed, 7 or 8 different neighborhoods.
Yes.
That's a big growth.
And we do a lot of training with other people that want to learn about reading and about caring for very young children all over the city.
Right. And these are fantastic, these books. Look at them. I mean, they just, what's the word I'm looking for?
Jump out at you.
Jump at you. Thank you. It really is, yeah.
Well, I wanted to start with this one, this Yummy Love, because this is where grandparents start. You start by having grandchildren hear their voice and have a routine of reading every day. So here's a grandpa or a grandma holding the baby, and she's just read a story to her. So that's where we all start, even on the first days and weeks of life.
That's true.
But I'm going to read you a couple of books.
Okay.
This one I particularly like because it's about self-esteem and self-confidence. And you can't succeed in school unless I like me. So I'm going to read a little bit of this one.
Do you need me to hold it, or you're all set?
Sure.
Whatever you wish.
There we go.
Whatever you wish.
I like me because I can do fun things with me. I'm my best friend. I draw beautiful pictures. I ride bikes. I read really good books by myself and with my grandma and grandpa. I like to take care of me. I exercise. I brush my teeth. I keep clean. I eat really good food, like carrots. When I get up in the morning, I say, "Hi, good looking."
Couldn't you see a grandchild standing beside its grandmother while they're reading that, pointing out the different things?
Yes.
On saying the different pig, you know,
Yes.
picking up the different words. And that's what the reading is all about.
Yes.
That's what we want to get out to. And as the bigger the picture is,
Yes.
the clearer it is for the 1-year-old, 2-year-old, and whatever.
To read,
To
right.
read right with you. And they get to know the word.
Yes. You can read along with your finger, right?
Right.
But we're also learning new vocabulary words. Right on this page it says, I like my curly tail. What does the word curly mean? Here it shows you what curly means.
Oh,
That's
I
not
see.
a word we might use every day.
No, not unless they have the real curly hair.
And now we're going to learn about feelings in the same book. When I feel bad, glee. I cheer myself up when I
Oh,
fall
look at
down
this.
because things are hard, but I'm trying new things like roller skating. I can pick myself up. When I make mistakes, and we all make mistakes, someone said, that's just an experiment gone wrong right now, but let's see what else we could try. I try again and try, and guess what? This time it worked. And guess what I did? I asked Grandma for some help.
This is a fantastic book. What a-
I'll always be me. And I like that.
Look at that.
So we learned a lot about self-esteem, about feelings, and about new words, and how we can feel good about ourselves.
And a lot of them like to reread it, right?
And they like to read it over
Over
and
and
over.
over.
Remember that we're going to get tired of reading before they get tired of reading. So I'm a singer when you put me in a choir with 250 people. So I'm going to sing you a little bit of this book. This is a book by Child's Play, and they are up in Maine, and they're very easy to find. They have a little bit smaller version. This is a teacher's version, but there are smaller ones, and they're very easy to find. So this one is The Wheels on the Bus, so you guys can sing with me. Ready?
Okay, I'm not singing. Maybe other people can. Go
Here
ahead.
we go. We're going to sing this page, and all the kids know this, right?
Okay.
The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round all day long. And what else is on the bus? Let's find out. One more page. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 swish. The wipers on the bus go swish, swish, swish all day long. So that's another way to read a story. And they will be singing
And then
along.
they can sing it.
They will be singing along the next time you read, because they learn so fast.
Right.
Young children learn so fast. I wanted to bring this book too. We always think about ABCs when we think about school, but we're going to think about them in a different way today. So here are all the words that start with D.
Wow.
So we could think about the beginning sounds, right? Duck, doll, donkey, desk, dog, dinosaur. And with the word dinosaur, we can stretch it out. Dinosaur. And with this one that has two syllables, we can say donkey and stretch out the words. But what I thought we might do is, what kind of story could we make up with all of the things on this page? Let's look at the page that says cat. Cup and cat and coffee and cake and clock and car. Let's make up a story. Well, it was time to go to school. We got in the car to go to school, and we're thinking that we would make a cake for our friend's birthday when we came home at 5 o'clock after school. But first, Mom had to have her cup of coffee. There's her coffee. And the cat said goodbye. We'll see you later. See you after school when you come home at 5 o'clock. Thank you. So that's the kind of thing. You don't need to read the words on the page if you don't want to. You can make up the story. The thing that's important about books like this is that it doesn't become, tell me what this is. That's easy. What you want to do is answer open-ended questions, ask open-ended questions that children can give a little bit longer answer to, like, so how does he feel? What would you do with this? How would that duck get in the water? I thought ducks walked on the land. How did it get in the water? How does the duck's feet feel in the water? Oh, today that water would be really cold.
Yeah.
You want children to start to speak in whole sentences, even by 2.5, because by the time they're 4, they have to tell teachers lots of different things.
Right.
Right?
This is unbelievable. It's fascinating when you look at it. And for all of the seniors that are sitting home and listening to us, put your mind to it, right? Go find that book.
And go to the library, your local library. Every single branch of the library in Boston has wonderful books. You don't have to spend a dime.
Right.
And you can take out the books and really ask children what they want to take out.
Right.
I learned lots of things about dinosaurs I didn't know because that's what my friends want to read
And
about.
Right.
Rather than what I want to read about,
Right, yeah,
which is
it's
probably
true.
donkeys.
Well, when we were younger, when our babies were smaller, we used to read them all types of books, children's books. We
Children's
did. We
books.
didn't have the big books. We had the small books. So,
Right.
And they would point to the different things. Well, here they'd even have a better chance of pointing to a different object and really running with that.
And telling us a story about it. So I wanted to show you a couple of smaller books, one of which I know you know. This is I brought one of the most famous books that I remember my mom reading to me by Waddy Piper.
Right.
And now we still use this book because it talks about I thought I could.
That's right.
There's lots of things that children get asked to do. This morning in school, I was tying a lot of shoelaces, right?
Oh, right.
So we could go to recess. And so I thought I could is how we're going to get to learn to tie our own shoelaces
Which
and
is
zipper our own jackets. So we started with I thought I could when we were learning to zip up the beginning of the year,
Right.
and now we're working on shoelaces and tying. So this story is just as relevant today about self-motivation and about being proud and being confident about all those things that you're learning to do every single day.
Right.
From the beginning of life all the way till you start school and keep
Right.
going. It's still relevant.
sure is. And also, we know that when the seniors read to the children,
Yes.
they listen to mommy and daddy, but
Right.
when this grandpa or grandma does it, or auntie,
Right.
it changes the whole scene.
It changes the whole scene, and
It's-
they remember, and they will tell me who read the book to them,
Right.
and how special it was.
See, this is a little different, and we all know that particular story.
We
so-
know this story, right? We know this story.
Yeah.
This is a story that kids love to read also, because it's very funny, and it talks a lot about consequences. So if you give a mouse a cookie, what's going to happen next?
You give
and
a
what's
mouse
going to
a
happen?
cookie. I love it.
What's going to happen next? That's it. When you give a mouse a cookie, he'll ask for some milk. If you give him some milk, he'll probably ask for a straw. And he gave him a straw, he asked for a napkin. And by the time you get to the 4th page, the children learn about what happens after the straw, after the napkin. And it's so important that children learn the sequences because that's what you do when you have math, right? You
right.
learn 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
Right.
So
or
they're
the
learning by
alphabet,
actually these
they're
two.
learning sequencing right from very early age. Very early, a little girl read me a story. She told me the whole story because she remembered what happened on the next page before I even turned the page this morning when we read this story.
Look at
She
this.
told me the whole story. There we go. He was so busy after he made a mess on the floor and he wiped it up with a sponge, he had to take a nap. Could you take a nap on something so small as that? No, what do we take naps on? We take them on our cots, right? Uh-oh. Look how much he's helping. So partly I'm making up the story, and partly I was going this morning with the story the little girl was telling me about the
Right.
pictures.
It almost sounds like we would have as much fun as the child
Oh,
would be.
absolutely.
In fact, sometimes I think we're going to have more
We might have more. That's right.
enjoying it, really,
right.
with it.
That's right.
But what this is doing is it's teaching
Yes,
in a nice way.
in a very gentle way.
Right.
In a very gentle way, and the grandparents reading to their grandchildren makes a huge difference. Parents are very busy, so if you can take that 10 or 15 minutes every day to read, or read to your neighbor upstairs, ask his mom or her mom and dad,
Right.
and read even for 15 minutes. That
Does
makes
make a
a
big
big difference. I have seen 6-month-olds on Welcome Baby Visits turn the pages because their parents and their grandparents and aunts and uncles have been reading to them. And they even make sounds, even though they can't say any words.
Yeah.
They know that you make sounds when you read.
They heard the different things.
Heard the different things.
Somebody
And
else.
this book I brought because it's in Vietnamese, and they also make this same book in about 10 languages. This is in Vietnamese and English, so that our parents love this because they can read, and then they can learn some words in English as well.
Which is
they
nice.
can learn the written words here right under Vietnamese words, and they can still keep the language of their own parents. And because we have Vietnamese grandparents.
Sure.
And you want them to be able to read to their
Right.
grandchildren
Every
just
culture
as much.
in the world is here. That's what America's all about.
Yes.
It's how we were first started, and we're continuing.
We're continuing to do that.
So these books that are all in 2 or 3 languages,
Yes.
it's the best thing in the world.
Best thing in the world. And we can get them in Boston from a project called Bright Stars. And grandparents can buy them there also.
Bright Stars.
Bright Star. Starbright Books. Sorry.
Starbright Books.
Starbright Books. This is in Spanish and English. And children love, love, love to look at pictures. Love
Yeah.
to look at photographs of themselves and of other children. And they can tell you all about, oh, here's the mom giraffe or the dad giraffe with the baby giraffe. They can tell you all about the pictures. They can make up the story. What must have been funny that everybody was laughing? What did they see?
Cute.
Oh, maybe they were looking at these dogs.
It could have been.
Maybe they were looking at the dogs. Oh, the baby is feeding dad some bananas, right? He's feeding some dad, just like this dad and this baby are eating together. What's happening here? Oh, we went for a long walk. And we wanted to walk. We didn't want to get back in the carriage. And there's another mom and baby taking a walk, just like we saw in South Africa.
See what it is? It's a
Yeah.
whole,
And it's a whole world here.
sure is. And what
Yes.
it's interesting for the children. That's the
Yes.
major thing, is that
That's the major thing.
and each book
Yes.
has a lot of history in the book.
Yes.
So that the child is learning something and can keep it with them.
Yes.
That's the best part.
Yes, and
You know?
board books like this, when mom says, oh, but you'll put it in her mouth. Good. I want her to put it in her mouth. I want it to be a familiar object, toy in the environment.
Right, and
so
it won't
they know
hurt.
what to do with it. No, it doesn't hurt
See,
them.
it
That's
doesn't
why.
hurt them with the
No.
whole type of thing, which is
Right.
very good.
Right?
Think about it while you're sitting there, grandma, grandpa, auntie, mommy, daddy. Maybe it's time to invest in
Yeah.
some of these. We all have thousands of children's books, I know, in the house.
Yes.
But maybe it's time to do something a little different. Or if you don't have grandchildren, but your relatives do,
Right.
maybe it's time to get this type of gift. What's coming up? Easter?
Birthdays.
Get something, birthdays, right? Something. Mother's Day?
Or take children for a walk to the library and
Right.
borrow some board books.
Something a little different would be very nice, you know. For,
Each of the branches of the BPL has a little section where you can buy gently used books. On Sunday afternoon, I just brought 9 books for $2.25 in Brookline Public Library.
God bless
that
you.
my parents will take home from school.
Right. Now, as you're talking about your parents, she's talking now about the Family Nurturing Center and the Welcome Babies.
Yes.
This has been fantastic, and we'll come back if we have a chance. But I want to talk about for a minute what you do.
Okay.
The program that you have. People have heard about it before because it's been around now 20 years?
Almost 20 years.
Almost 20 years, okay. Just tell the new people a little bit
Okay.
about it, okay?
So we send our visitors who are trained by me out to take one home visit and a big bag of gifts, including these beautiful blankets and books
Yes, these were
and
made.
toys. These are
all
handmade by seniors.
By seniors.
Yes.
And even seniors, some are children of seniors,
Yes.
type of thing.
And-
But they make them and they donate them,
Yes.
right? Because they want to. They have that feeling.
Yes, they want to give to their community.
Right.
And while we're in the home, we ask parents what they need and what kind of services that they could have for free.
Right.
There are some home visiting programs for infants and toddlers.
Yeah.
Family Nurturing Center has several of them. The Welcome Baby program is part of the Family Nurturing Center.
Explain that for a second on the Welcome Baby.
Right.
If somebody had a baby
Yes.
in the city of
In
Boston,
the city of Boston.
right?
Either our visitors will go visit them, and a one-time visit, it's about 60 to 90 minutes. We don't ask about immigration. We don't ask about income. really.
Nothing.
And we bring gifts, and the whole idea is to make the connections. If they're in neighborhoods where we don't directly serve, there are other projects like Welcome Baby all over the city of Boston.
Right.
We'd be happy. Every day I connect families to projects in Roxbury, in Charlestown, in
Right.
South Boston.
So let's just talk about, say, this one in Rosendale.
We have a
So
Welcome Baby
They just
in
had a
Roslindale.
baby. They
Right.
just had a baby.
Someone just called me this
Someone
morning.
just called, okay.
Someone called me this morning because her daughter had a baby,
Okay.
and I took her basic information, her address, her phone number, the baby's name and date of birth. And then my coworker Diana is going to go out and bring this Welcome Baby visit to her. And at the end of the visit, she invites the mom and baby to come out to a parent and baby group. And dads come and grandmoms come and all
Wow.
speakers of all languages come, and we come together and we learn more a little bit about child development, but it's really to play, have fun, and do things that you can't do at home.
It's all free.
It's all free. So you
Abso-
do play groups for toddlers and preschoolers and infants, all free. So the Department of Early Education and Care pays for most of it.
Right.
Yes.
But this is so that a parent can learn what's out there.
Yes.
All right. Even though they might know a lot, there's still so many different background things that we don't know about.
Right.
And that they can join.
And sometimes parents aren't ready to come out. It's 18 degrees,
Right.
but we're going to call them back in a few months when it's nice and say, well, now are you ready to come out? We're still here. Please come and join us when you can.
And now you bring a gift. You bring
We
a bag,
a
which says,
bag. It says Family Nurturing
Family
Center
Center.
Welcome Baby.
Okay.
We bring a hat and a blanket and a toy and some books. And if the family speaks a second language, they get books in their own language. Yes, bilingually like
which
this.
is fantastic when you
Yes.
think about it.
And they get a packet of parenting information, and they get our resource guide for each neighborhood so that they know how to reach us again if there are any questions. Some family called this morning who is from Cape Verde. They are living in Dorchester near our office, and they said, okay, I'm ready to come out and join your parent-baby group.
See, this is it.
There you go.
So it doesn't cost any money
Nope.
to belong to this. All right, so let's just say if you wanted to get in touch with the Family Nurturing, it's in the telephone book.
Yes, we're at familynurturing.org, and we're at 617-474-1143, and ask for Sandy, and I'll
Okay.
talk to you on the phone.
But if you don't remember the telephone number, don't get nervous. You
Right.
can always call the Elderly Commission,
Yes.
right, and the main office, and they will gladly give you the telephone number because we've had people who've worked with the Family Nurturing for years.
Since 96, we
Really,
started.
we go way back, and the Elderly
back.
Commission, those seniors are the ones who help make
Yes.
a lot of these things.
Yes.
So by
They
all
still do.
means, don't be afraid. Pick up the phone, get in touch with it if you know somebody's having a baby, or if it's a new person's coming from another country. Let them all get together. Let's start with it. But the major thing is
Yes.
go buy a book. Go one of
Yes.
these books that have the little bit bigger print for our
Yes.
eyes. Right?
Yes.
Use it for a grandchild. Give it as a gift.
Yes.
Even take it to church. I bet there are some children in the church that would have fun with it on it. And you all have friends.
We all have friends who have grandchildren.
Right.
Right? And the best gift that you can give a child is a book and your time to read it.
So it comes all together.
Comes
right?
all together.
Sandy, thank you again for coming. I know you have a very busy schedule,
Yeah.
but this is unbelievable.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Fran. It's very special for me to be here with you.
Thank you. I hope we've learned a little bit more about what goes on in the city of Boston that a lot of people don't know. 1996, yes, I remember when we first started.
Yes.
But the thing is, look where it's grown now.
Yes.
And now what I like about it is all the different cultures
Yes.
are part of it.
Yes.
And you talk to some of them when you go different places. They say, oh, yeah, I got that.
Yes.
Unbelievable, really and truly. Thanks again. We want to thank you all for watching Seniors Count. You know, it's brought to you by the Mayor of Boston, Marty Walsh, and our Commissioner, Emily Shea. And to contact us, you can call City Hall, 617-635-4366. And of course, you all know the mayor's hotline. We've been giving that out for years. 617-635-4500. Remember, live voice, no more pressing buttons. There's, of course, an email, which is very easy to do. You just go elderly@boston.gov. And if you can't do it, your grandchild can do it for you. And you can find us on Facebook. Yeah, those of you who are learning about Facebook, have fun with it. We want to thank you again. We really appreciate you joining us. And you know that if you you see us on one time, tell your friends. There's on 4 or 5 times during the week. That's the major thing. What can we say? Have a great week. God willing, we'll see you again soon. Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you.
And thank you, the Family Nurturing, for even starting all of this.
Thank you.
I see skies of blue and clouds of white, bright blessed days, dark sacred nights, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I think to myself,